Hi, all you beautiful Cancers. This is Mary Ellen, coming to you from Moonrise Cottage with your September 2017 Soul Tarot reading. I'm eager to jump in. I have a little housekeeping. As always, I'm just reminding everyone, in case you forgot or you don't know, if you're looking for a reading, scroll below the video, click on the Show More tab, and a giant box of information opens up. Everything you need is there. All the different types of readings. Spirit is popping through and saying, if the choice you want is not there, ask me. That's interesting. I think it's because I'm going to start expanding my offering. So Spirit is sort of interrupting me and chattering through in the background. So let me just sort of get through the points I was trying to make, and then we'll go forward, okay? So there will be information there about, going forward. Anything that's happening at Moonrise Cottage will either be there or I will post a special little video. So I'm in the process of preparing to do some live stream, and Spirit keeps interrupting me and telling me it's going to be webcasting. I'm not a techie, so apparently there's a difference. There's a lot of information coming through to me since I've made the commitment to do that. One of the things that's happening, and I've been in discussion with Spirit about this, I will publish a list of things. I want to hear from you folks about what you want to talk about. The first thing at the top of the menu has been about manifesting, and as it happens, I'm in the process of manifesting right now. So I'm doing a fundraiser. My sweet old 10 or 12-year-old computer is dying, and as I was preparing to do the testing for the live stream, I found out that my computer is just too old. It doesn't have what it needs. Again, I'm not a techie, so whatever the guts are in a computer, that mine doesn't have it. And then in the same moment, it just started to pass away. So God bless it. It's been in service for a long time. I'm willing it to keep living for a few more days until I can get the September videos out. So here's my request. If you love the channel, if you feel the urge, please send me a donation. Anyone who donates $35 or more will go automatically into the live stream subscription role. You'll have a 12-month unlimited subscription. I haven't decided yet exactly where that's going to be. There are a lot of options nowadays, so I'm exploring. So I would love to have your help if you are able. I'm reminding you that I am going to Ireland. I am going to be taking reading reservations for meeting with me in person while I am there on a limited basis. I'm going to keep that open. I have a few more spots. I'm going to try to keep those reservation spots open until Spirit's saying the end of the first week of September. Then I'm going to have to close it so that I can make arrangements and figure out where I'm going to be so people can get to me. I think that's it. There's a lot of chatter going on. Spirit wants me to talk a whole lot about the web streaming. I will do that. I'm not going to do it on your reading. I've been chattering long enough, so thank you for your patience. For those of you who wonder, I use the beautiful Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck developed by Caitlin Matthews. It's just an astounding body of work, Spirit says, and Caitlin Matthews has her own website. She's an amazing woman. She's got a huge amount of work that she has produced over the course of her lifetime, and Spirit is urging you to go check that out too. So let's jump in. Over the past month or two, Spirit says 3, there's been an amazing shift as the energy has been preparing you for your destiny, going into and then out of the eclipses that just passed. So, as often happens, Spirit's saying, go and check it out. If you haven't seen the video from the last couple of months, go look, because these messages are not standalone month to month. They build upon each other. It's a story about your journey as a human person. Spirit's saying the vehicle for the soul that you are that decided to incarnate here. And today, it's interesting how this reading evolved. A couple of days ago, a friend of mine who's a Cancer called and asked me to pull a couple of cards, and then a whole reading came out, and it was about destiny and what it is to travel into this, Spirit saying, to incarnate into this realm for a specific purpose. And it opened the pathway for me, that request opened the pathway for me to think more deeply, and I did some more readings for myself about the energy coming through the eclipses, and then the readings started coming out. So I want to shout out to that person, thank you very much, because it started the energy forward for the September readings. And that's the topic. And I, looking at, this is the Judgment of Battle, sitting right over the top, Cancer. So, Spirit's chattering a lot. The Judgment of Battle. About your experience here on this planet as an empath, as a Cancer. All the battles, the way that it has felt, the way that it has been for you, the things you've been through. You are in a moment, having come through the portal, where you are at rest, thinking about where you have been, because you are ready to travel on into your new life. And before you do that, it is time to just, Spirit says, through the month of September, just stand in your place and let yourself ponder how far you've come, because you're in a safe place now, Spirit says. It's time for your life to turn. Spirit's saying the spiral is turning. So, this is about a young warrior, kind of a David and Goliath story. It's about overcoming. Spirit's saying this illustration is to prompt me to speak to you about what it is to overcome extreme obstacles and battles. He did battle with a king who had this giant Irish wolfhound, who was a formidable foe, and he had to kill it in order to win the battle, and he did. And Spirit's saying, look, he's just a young, skinny little kid. It's funny sometimes the words that come through. But, in terms of what it is to be a Cancer in this world, for many people who have that astrological set point, Spirit says, it's been an intense journey. But things are changing now. The tide is turning. Those are the words that are coming through. So that's the topic that Spirit wants to talk about. That's going to be the theme of this reading. Where you're going next. In this moment, and through the month of September, Spirit wants to give you some information about that, but really wants you to just sort of rest. Repair yourself. Spirit's saying, look at the tattered clothing. Be nice to yourself. Get a new garment. Those kind of, sort of as an illustrative chatter, if you will. There's a new life coming. As you stand in this moment, just passing judgment, assessing where you've been, the purpose of those battles, the purpose of the changes you've been through, and all the things that have challenged you, and you persevered and had the stamina to live through those moments in order to be here, like my friend that I was talking about, who incarnated purposely to come here onto the planet in order to travel through the portal in human form. And that was all about releasing karma and things like that. So, let's see what's going on here. Look, okay, not this card, but this card came out in that person's reading. And here in the center, all the things I was just talking about, Spirit says. That's interesting. Okay, the battles of life. The things that have caused you to be or to feel as though you were being washed away and you just couldn't hold on. You have had a courtship with these battles in your life. And that courtship has brought you to the place you're standing now. Standing in judgment of those battles. Reviewing, thinking about, assessing your journey. Because now you are being pulled onto safe ground. It's over, Spirit says, in the way you've been experiencing it. So what's interesting about this card, it's a story about two warriors, one male and one female. This woman, depicted in this card, was in love with someone that this warrior, because it was his job, not because he's evil, was in battle, and he happened to kill the person that she loved. And in that moment, she vowed to find him and kill him, and basically and get her revenge. So she was hell-bent, Spirit says, on killing this guy. She found him. They got locked in this epic battle that went on very intensely, and they were well matched. Eventually, she fell into the river, and they had come to know each other. And Spirit's talking about you coming to know yourself, both sides of yourself, the female aspect, the male aspect, the spirit aspect, the human aspect, all the things that are involved in being you, Spirit says. You've been in a certain kind of courtship through this journey, just like these two were. They came to really love and respect each other. They came to a place of great understanding. That's what Spirit says. So, you know, as this being the card that represents you, as we go through the reading, adding to what's here on the top, right? The judgment of this battle, thinking, looking back, and thinking about all the things that have happened. And Spirit's talking about, you know, right deep into the heart of who you are as a being. That's what this reading's going to be about. So eventually, she fell into the river. In that moment, he put his sword into the ground, realizing how valuable this woman was to his heart chakra. That's what Spirit's saying. And, you know, it's not exactly the story of the card, but that's what's coming through. There was a recognition of self and a willingness and an ability. Spirit's saying to pull yourself up. Something happened inside of you when you went through this portal. And, you know, because a lot of what was coming through to me was about the blending of yin-yang, male-female energy, in order to be in harmony and work together in the way it's meant to work. So whatever these battles were about, on some level, it must have something to do with that for you, Cancer. So, you know, he put his sword into the ground and reached out and grabbed her wrist. She, at the same moment, lifted her sword up and pulled herself up. And that's why Spirit's talking about yin and yang. It was a symbiotic moment when they began to understand each other, acknowledge, Spirit says, acknowledge each other in a new way that hadn't been possible before this moment. So there's something about, you know, coming to this moment when there's really danger in a way that has finality. And then in that moment, something shifts inside of you. And Spirit's saying, for you, this was the portals that opened through the eclipses that we just had. And now you're standing on the other side. You're pulled up to safety. There you are, Spirit says. Definitely worn, definitely tired, definitely tattered, but victorious. So, let's see. Look. Oh, my goodness. You know, again, I'm shouting out to my friend because clearly that reading was a precursor. This card was there as well. I think it was the outcome card for that person. So, on your human walk, having come through this experience, and it may have been an entire lifetime of battle, as you interpret it, Spirit says. And it may be that there are many Cancers who came in to this place intentionally to experience the portal and go through as a way to either erase karma or take the next step in your soul journey. So, that's why this is here. Because this woman is the woman of skill. Spirit says it takes a lot of skill to make that kind of a decision and to engage in your soul journey in that intentional way. Because what she does, you see how activated she is? She holds in her hands the spool on which is wound the sacred thread of destiny. And she's literally holding it in her hands. You know, Cancer, on some level, you've been in charge. It may not have felt that way, but there's something very, Spirit's saying, very prophetic about this journey that you've been on. And now, on your human walk, this is being revealed, that you are holding your destiny in your hands, and you have the power to wind the thread of destiny in your own life. And Spirit's saying, here and across the veil, around the sacred tower of inspiration. That's what's behind her. I believe this has to do with the portal that opened at the full moon, the Lionsgate portal, partly because of how this woman looks, and because it's indicating that she's standing under the midnight sky with the universe behind her, activating her. There's some channeled information coming through about that, so I'm going to continue to flip the cards over. We'll see where this goes. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay. Everything I just said. Look at that. Okay. Spirit always tells me play. All right, you know what? I'm going to do this. Spirit's telling me play the movie. All right? Having come through these battles, you arrive at this new shore, being in charge of the thread of your own destiny. And in this moment, a prophecy, that is the augury of battle, having been transformed. That's what the blue garments are all about. Right? Male energy, intention, impulse, impetus to move forward. And this is the sword of victory. Do you see how the hands are not on the sword yet? This is the moment just before you take up the sword with an incredible amount of purity, of intention, and understanding, and acknowledgement of yourself. And again, see? Spirit says, check it out. This is a moment for standing still. Don't put a lot of requirements on yourself in the month of September. You've been through a lot, and you've reached a piece of your destiny, and now it's time to stand still and take care of yourself and continue to just be in this energy, the knowledge, Spirit says. Understand where you are standing now and that you are in control of your destiny. Look. Wow. Remember what I was just saying about the full moon eclipse? There it is. There it is. That vessel, okay, first of all, major arcana. Cancer. Spirit saying, can you feel me? Sometimes the use of slang cracks me up. Look at that. You're diving in. And it's about diving into the deeper aspects of yourself as you've always been. Because you've been liberated now by coming through the portal. You reached the destiny that you came here to experience. And now you are going to wind the threads of your own destiny going forward. This is about imagining harmony. The full name of the card is the Imaginer of Harmony. In the traditional tarot, it would be the Moon card. So it also has implications about intuition and dreaming and astral travel and certain kinds of psychic vision, Spirit says, into your own life. That's what this is about. It's all about you, Spirit says, this month. All about you. So, going forward, through the end of the year, pay close attention to the cycles of the moon. Use them to your advantage to manifest what you want, to create what you're dreaming about. Imagine it. And go to the internet and look up how to use the phases of the moon in pairing with your attempts and your efforts to manifest. So this boat, the reason I'm showing that, this boat is a sacred vessel. It has golden oars, and when you put your hands upon them, this boat will take you wherever you want to go. So it's time to be really clear. We just had the new moon. There's another full moon coming up. Use it. Things are culminating. Things are being brought into the light, activated, going forward into the phase of the next new moon, where you can set your intentions and just utilize these phases of the moon and allow yourself to be deep and to know that you are now spirit. You know, what's chattering in the background is you understand this, because this is where you live and you're home, and you're going to be able to travel back and forth and reach your destinations because of everything you've been through. So it's another moment of preparing yourself. And you know, last month you were going through a portal for healing and standing on a new foundation. And you know, this guy was right there, interestingly enough. So that journey, Spirit says these are the threads of that journey continuing through this next phase of the cycles of the moon, meaning the month of September. And what's coming through to me, of course, because of this, is stand in your place. Stand in the new place you've arrived. See that? It's not that this is active. Spirit says it's the active principle because it's male, but it's the moment before. So again, assessing, taking care of yourself, get comfortable in your new place, okay? And celebrate, Spirit says, because this is amazing. And it's going to continue to be a very deeply mystical journey. And what I started to say was last month the outcome card was the elopement of battle. And that battle that you've been on, you know, Spirit's saying, in your lifetime. And for those of you for whom it hasn't been a lifetime, there's been something going on for sure, because my readings have been all about that. And you coming into your strength this year, Spirit saying, and etc., etc. So you were being prepared for a massive healing coming into and through this portal. And through that healing, you were being told last month that you were going to be released by the sacred shaman, awakened into the light. And it's interesting to me that the light you're awakened to is the purity of your desires and your intentions under the light of the full moon. I love that. So let's see what's here. Look. Okay, now I just want to twist and shout and say hooray. Look at that! The foundation of battle. Okay? Look. Okay, I'm going to put this down for a minute and then I'll pick it up and show you again. Look at this line. Just this. The judgment of battle, the courtship of battle, and through that adventure, like I was saying, you come to this foundation. A brand new foundation with which you do your next travel, Spirit says. So again, beautiful male energy. The impulse and the impetus and the intention, having taken up your power. Spirit says, having been vested with your power through the initiation process that you've been on, and there's Spirit in the background watching, you stand now in this way in your life. And this is why it's at the bridge to the next phase of your experience. Helping, Spirit says, okay, this is the image Spirit wanted to leave you with about the bridge that connects you to your heart soul chakra and your continued journey here on this planet as an activated spiritual warrior, having come through all of these tests in this amazing journey that you've been on. It's a number 6 card. There's more learning and more work to be done. But you know, you've been liberated. If you haven't seen last month, please go look at that. You'll understand this. You've been liberated into this. Out of the battles you were in, now you are, Spirit's saying, you are a free warrior now. You stand in your own power. This card is about having come through a rite of passage. And you know, I'm getting choked up. And you know, one of the things that we're going to be talking about again in the live stream is that idea of rites of passage and what it is to be a human. And part of the rite of passage is to be standing in our heart center so that we can, with the purity of our desires, imagining what we want to create, wind our own destiny. And one of the things I love about this, look at each pairing that's here on the table. You know, always look at each line as it develops. Look at each pairing. The balance of male and female energy. Here, I mean, clearly, she's a female warrior. She has a certain way of wielding, pardon me, her power. Okay? Male energy, female energy. Male energy, female energy. There's a very deep reintegration of your energy inside of yourself, both here on the planet and as a soul. Gosh, the word that's coming through is wayfarer, meaning someone who journeys. Clearly, the progression has been beautiful. And this is the impulse that you came here with, having this, coming here to have this journey because of your imagination as a soul spirit, in order to come to this rite of passage, to move your soul journey forward. And you know, Cancer, we're all moving forward in all kinds of ways. But I think, based on everything I've seen in the Cancers that I know, it's a similar story for each of them. Having come in here to this planet in this amazing time. So the words that are coming through are, you know, integration, evolution, and emergence. And that's what the story's about. So let's see what's here. Look. Okay, now I could burst into tears. Look at that. Spirit says, do you get it? Spirit can be a little snarky. I think it's partly my personality in order to connect with me. Okay, so look, the Queen of Skill. And the horses. Movement, power, the key to your new life. You have unlocked it, Cancer. And there's so much emotion coming through my heart chakra now. It's bursting open, literally. And my human response is to feel choked up. Tears are coming. And look, there's Raven and Crow. Coming through. Able to transport yourself back and forth from the mystical realm through the adventure you're having here on Earth. And you reintegrate and regestate and rebirth yourself in these moments. So, coming through these portals, Spirit says, you have set up your own portal. That is your human walk. Coming here for this moment and going forward from here, you step into your new life. And Spirit wants me to show you this. That's why this, see this? Remember I said the moment before? Okay? That's why. You're being reborn. Amazing. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting very excited. It's beautiful. Look. Oh, gosh. Oh, Cancer. Oh, my goodness gracious. There you are. Spirit says. That is the image. And again, it's sacred female energy. Fertile. The fertility of the impulse that was being shown to us through the male cards that have come out. The blending of this energy. Because you came here in order to regestate and be reborn. definitely fertility in order to increase and activate your devotion. And you see there's two deities, Spirit says, on either side of this woman. This is the Lover. It's not a traditional Lover's card. The full name of the card is the Lover of Devotion. And that is why on this spirit journey, you have taken this step to reintegrate yourself into the mind of the universe. Because your devotion is so deep to all the principles that reside there. This is the energy that you bring through, having come through the portal, reintegrated, re-energized, reborn, regestated. The energy shifts from male impulse to female impulse, which is about fertility and growth and change. New growth, clearly, Spirit says. Okay. Wow. Look at, okay. Gosh, Cancer, you're blowing my mind. Look at that. What have we been talking about? Your soul journey. Coming here, where, philosophically on some level, as human beings, we slumber, dreaming our existence in order to have this soul journey. Remember when I was talking about you came here to go through the portal? There it is. You see that? There's the triple spiral. I'm sorry, my hands are shaking and there's so much energy coming through. And the sacred bowl, out of which all things arise, Spirit says. Your journey has taken the next step. You have reached your destination in this lifetime. Spirit's telling me you have completed the soul contract that you made when you incarnated here, and you are traveling on deeper into the universe. And I'm going to put the card down. I want to talk to you a little bit more, but look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Truly, given everything that's come out, Spirit really is just acknowledging you and talking with you about how much love there is surrounding your journey. And there's an enormous amount of gratitude. That's part of what's coming through my heart chakra for your willingness to take the journey you've been on and the dedication that it took. Because you are the lover of devotion. Let me move my teacup. It's casting a shadow. The light has changed out in the meadow. So, do you see this? Look at this line. The Imaginer of Harmony. Again, almost any way you want to look at this reading, there is a story about your soul journey and your particular journey as a person walking here on the planet. Look into every line. Even this, Spirit says. Spirit says it's a little like tic-tac-toe, because no matter where you look, you see this incredible devotion to sacred warriorship. In order to bring the change and the growth and the purity of sacred male energy, seeking to incarnate and bring change. And in order to do that, one has to have the sacred female energy. So, it was that impulse, that male type of energy, sacred male, archetypical energy, that brought you here for the core journey of your life. You see how this is right in the middle? And yet, surrounded by this beautiful female energy while you journey. You see? It's just astounding. There you are. Still having this incredible soul journey. And what Spirit's saying, becoming fully aware inside yourself And it's going to change the destiny of your life. Whatever it was you thought your outcome was going to be, Spirit says forget about it, because you've reached your moment and things are changing now. And you know, a couple months back when we were talking about, wow, I was talking about power, coming into your power and your strength and being able to manifest. This is what the message was about. I didn't at the time realize it, but it's very clear to me now. This is what you are manifesting. And look at this. That's the all-seeing eye of the cosmos, Spirit says. There you go. That's the eclipse. Okay, so Lionsgate portal, full moon eclipse, new moon eclipse, solar eclipse, very powerful, especially if you're here in the United States. You see yourself? This also is a prophecy. It's the augury of knowledge. It's about self-actualization, self-realization, being able, having been transformed, to take the spiritual understanding of yourself and shine it into the world, illuminating the place where you're standing. Okay, there's one more thing. Spirit says, in case you had any doubt about the things that I say, there you are, Spirit says. This is where you are standing. And that's why the message about, you know, going through the month of September and towards the end of the year, be deep with yourself. Understand where you are standing. It's the moment before something else begins. The new life is beginning. Take very good care of yourself. Allow yourself to travel deep. Allow yourself to understand the reality of the, pardon me, Spirit's interrupting me. Okay, the reality of your ability to shift and change and manifest what you truly desire. Because what you truly desire is going to help change the earth. And Spirit's talking about, you know, the deepest desires that we all carry. You know, everybody wants a new car. My car's 12 years old. It's served me well. But like my computer, I'm kind of done. These things are moving off from my life because I've changed. It's time for me to have new tools to work with. And Spirit is saying the same thing to you about your inner landscape, and your soul destiny. So, Cancer, congratulations. This is just astounding to me. All right, let's pull from the runes. Because I want to know, whatever more Spirit can tell us about this, I would love to hear it. Especially this, you know, the foundation of battle. Having come through this rite of passage, Spirit, are there any more words of wisdom for Cancer to help them on their way? Spirit's talking about adjusting to the energy that you experienced coming through the portal and in yourself now in these moments. In this amazing soul journey that you've been on because of your deep devotion. It's just an incredibly beautiful tale. Okay, so this is the rune of movement. So I'm going to read right from the book for you. I'm going to put this right here. Okay, let me show this to you. Okay. Movement, progress. And the spirit animal is the horse. I don't know how to say these things yet. I'm going to have to learn a little about this language. All right. This is a rune of transit, transition, and movement, of physical shifts, new dwelling places, new attitudes, and new life. It also signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. There is about this rune a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying notion of slow growth through numerous shifts and changes. This could apply to the growth of a business or to the development of an idea. A relationship may need to undergo changes if it is to live and grow. Moral effort and steadfastness are called for. Spirit says, hold that up. When you draw this rune, it is one of the cycle runes, and let it be said this way: as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows. This rune symbol is the horse, and it signifies the bond between horse and rider. Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. The rune is saying you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your current position. Now it is time to turn again and face the future, reassured, prepared to share the good fortune that comes your way. The sharing is significant since it relates to the sun's power to foster life and illuminate all things with its light. And so Spirit wants me to just hold this up. Okay, this is about going through the eclipse of the sun that happened at the new moon. And what this woman is doing is touching the stone of wisdom. And in so doing, she becomes illuminated and transformed. Cancer, thank you so much. I'm truly grateful for everything that you are doing here on the earth, and most especially as a soul traveler. So have a wonderful month. Rest. Understand where you're standing now, clearly, and that your journey continues from here because you have been released. And I'm just going to remind you one more time, if you haven't seen last month's reading, go check it out. It's going to blow your mind. It's blowing mine. Thanks, Cancer. Have a wonderful September. I'm going to really hope to be able to make a fun video while I'm in Ireland. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you in October. Thanks, everyone.